What's up mga kababayan, ph.trending here. Dito sa video natin ngayon ay ating panoorin o pakinggan itong day 11 ng impeachment trial ni VP Sara Duterte. Ine-examine na nga mga kababayan itong 15 boxes confidential funds ng OVP dito sa impeachment trial. Kung kaya't kapanabik-nabik ito sapagkat mahaba-habang proseso at oras ang kanilang ginugol, no? Matukoy lamang kung may mali ba dito sa pag-audit ng OVP. Pero bago ang lahat mga kababayan, huwag niyo po sana kalimutan mag-like at subscribe para updated ka sa mga uploads ko araw-araw. At yun na nga no, mga kababayan, sa gitna ng maraming dokumento hindi nagpatinag itong defense team no ni VP Sara at super chill lang na kanilang pinoproseso ang mga dokumento. Kung kaya naman hindi ko na patatagalin pa, heto na ang buong video.
Good morning, Your Honor. Same appearance for the prosecution. We are ready, Your Honor.
Thank you and good morning. Appearances for the respondent.
Good morning, Your Honor. Same appearance for the respondent accused. Thank you, Your Honor.
Will the lead prosecutor kindly call their witness for today?
Your Honor, may I request that counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Lorna Kapunan, be recognized.
Attorney Kapunan is recognized. Attorney Kapunan, the counsel for the panel of prosecutors, kindly call your first witness, ma'am.
Good morning, Your Honors. Attorney Lorna Kapunan, counsel for the petitioners under the direct control and supervision of the House panel of prosecutors. We'd like to call on our first witness, Your Honors, Mr. Roderick C. Wamil.
The clerk of court through Sergeant Terms is directed to kindly bring and situate at the witness stand the witness of the prosecution for today, Mr. Roderick Wamil. Your witness, counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Kapunan, you may proceed when you're ready with your offer.
Thank you, Your Honor. But before we proceed, senators, honorable senators and presiding officer, may we flash on the screen page 2 of the pretrial order dated 29 June 2026. Please note from the screen that several admitted facts are stated in the said pretrial order. I call your attention, please, to page 2 of the pretrial order. These are the admitted facts for Article 1 on the misuse and misappropriation of confidential funds. I will not read them anymore, but I'd like to highlight certain admissions.
The lady may proceed for the guidance of the senator judges.
Thank you, Your Honor. As can be seen from the screen, first, the OVP, Office of the Vice President, had confidential funds in the fixed amount of 125 per quarter. The first quarter of 2023 is February 6 to March 29, 2023. For the second quarter of 2023, that is April 25 to June 30, 2023, and for the third quarter of 2023, which covers the period July 14 to September 30, 2023, fixed amounts per quarter of 125 million.
You're referring to paragraph numbers 2.5, 2.6, and 2.7, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Also admitted is the fact that Gina Acosta was the Office of the Vice President's Special Disbursing Officer, or SDO, in relation to the OVP's confidential funds for the fourth quarter of 2022, as well as the first, second, and third quarters of 2023, as can be seen on the screen. May I ask counsel for the respondent?
We confirm that, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Likewise, Your Honor, this honorable court presiding officer will recall that in the hearing last Wednesday, several several stipulations were made by both parties, and in fact, upon the initiative of Attorney Poa, counsel for the respondent. May I just remind this court what these are, and they will be flashed on the screen for the better appreciation of this honorable court. Both the prosecution and the respondent agreed last Wednesday's hearing to the following stipulations. First, that the OVP issued 4 checks, all in the name of Gina F. Acosta, worth 125 million each on December 20, 2022, January 31, 2023, April 18, 2023, and July 13, 2023. Second, that these said amounts were paid by the Philippine Treasury for the account of the Office of the Vice President. Third, that Ms. Gina Acosta received the amounts of the said checks on December 20, 2022, February 6, 2023, April 25, 2023, April 10, 2023, and July 11, 2023. Likewise stipulated, Your Honor, that the said amounts were paid by the Philippine Treasury for the account.
Counsel,
Yes,
with respect to the last check, what was the date of encashment? You mentioned July 11, or is it July 16? Or should it be July 16? Kindly check your records. Because the encashment cannot be before the date of the check.
respondent. What is it?
Kindly check the last check. Last 3 digits, 664. Counsel mentioned that it was encashed on July 11, 2023.
Come on, guys.
It should be, if I remember correctly, it should be July 16. Kindly check the dorsal side of the check.
Encashment. July 13, Your Honor.
13, okay. The date of the check is July 13, but encashed by the SDO on what date? You said July 11 earlier.
Encashment. Counsel for respondent, maybe you can help us with this.
We are verifying, Your Honor.
Kindly validate. Because date of encashment cannot precede or antedate the date of the check.
Honorable presiding
Yes,
officer,
yes,
the date
Counsel.
of the check is July 13, but the encashment was July 14 po.
July 14. Okay, not July 11. I heard you mention July 11.
My bad, Your Honor.
You may proceed, Counsel.
That the said amounts were paid by the Philippine Treasury for the account of the Department of Education Office of the Secretary. And lastly, that Mr. Edward D. Fajarda received the amounts of the checks on February 22, 2023, April 26, 2023, and July 13, 2023, which amounts to 112.5 million, Your Honors. May we ask counsel for respondent to confirm this?
Your Honors, I really don't want to make a big issue about this, but just on the first stipulation, Your Honors, please. We remember stipulating only as to the ability of the witness to identify the checks and to the authenticity
Of the checks.
of the checks. Now, I do understand where the counsel for the prosecution is coming from, but perhaps we could just refer to our records in terms of the stipulations made, Your Honors.
The presiding officer remembers that the authenticity and due execution of the checks, as well as all the information contained therein, meaning to say the signatories, the payee, the amount contained therein, the date it was encashed, were all stipulated to by the respondent. In not so many words, counsel, you are correct.
Yes, Your Honor. As a matter of fact, not only the front side of the check, but the
Including the
dorsal
dorsal
side.
side, meaning to say the checker, the validator, the...
Yes, Your Honors.
Yes, they were all stipulated to by the respondent. You are
Thank
correct,
you,
counsel.
Mr. Presiding Officer. And lastly, Your Honors, please. As you can see in front of you, we have 15 boxes. 15 boxes of confidential funds. For this witness alone, he will be identifying 50 exhibits.
Are you proceeding with your offer already, counsel?
No, Your Honor. This is in addition to our proposed stipulation, Your Honor.
Yes, okay. Proceed.
Okay. This witness will be identifying 50 exhibits. The acknowledgement receipts alone for the fourth quarter of the Office of the Vice President will be 845 documents, Your Honor. And not to preempt testimony of the next witness, this next witness will attest to 3,664 documents, of which 3,617 are acknowledgement receipts, Your Honor. Most of these documents, Your Honor, are not documents from the prosecution. These documents are the liquidation documents submitted by the Office of the Vice President and the Department of Education Secretary to liquidate the 500 million confidential funds of the Office of the President and the 116.5 million of the DepEd, Your Honor. Just to emphasize, Your Honor, these are common exhibits. And if counsel, we can flash them on the screen. Most of these are common exhibits. For the Office of the Vice President, we have 14 common exhibits for the period December 21 to 31. For the first quarter of 2023, there are 6 common exhibits, 6 common exhibits as well for the second quarter of 2023, and 5 common exhibits for the Office of the Vice President, Your Honor. And this is a total of 31 common exhibits, Your Honor. For the DepEd, Your Honor, we have 6 common exhibits for the first quarter, 7 common exhibits for the second quarter, and 6 common exhibits for the third quarter, Your Honor. And here is where we ask for stipulation, Your Honor. Since these are prosecution exhibits as well as defense exhibits, and in addition to that, these are documents submitted by the defense themselves to the COA by way of liquidation, Your Honor. May we request for stipulations? For the appreciation of the senator judges and the presiding judge, flashed on the screen are the exhibits we want stipulated, the prosecution exhibit numbers, and the defense exhibit numbers, Your Honor.
These are only insofar as the common exhibits are concerned, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor, these are only common exhibits.
What does the respondent, counsel for respondent, say?
Your Honor, may we just ask for, and I apologize for having to request for this, but may we just ask for at least a 5-minute suspension so we could also concur with the prosecution panel and to check exactly what documents they would want to stipulate. Because, Your Honors, we have no problem stipulating, but we also, due to the voluminous nature of the documents, we just want to make sure we're also ensuring the rights clients, especially, if there are questions on chain of custody, etc.
With the permission of my fellow senator
Just
judges,
5 minutes.
this is in the interest of abbreviating the proceedings anyway. Chair declares a 5-minute recess.
Thank you, Your Honors. The physical exhibits are here if council wants to look at them. Sure.
We are on recess. No need for permission to approach each other. Pa ako, Senator Judge, gayon din sa publiko nagsusubaybay sa medyo mahabang panahong ginugol natin para magkomparahan ng dokumento. I assure you this is time well spent because whatever stipulations and or admissions may be agreed upon by the parties will go a long way insofar as abbreviating the proceedings. Counsel for respondent is recognized for his comment to the request for stipulation by the counsel for the panel of prosecutors.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Your Honor, I would like to thank the Honorable Court for your patience as well. So upon consulting with my colleagues as well as the opposing counsel, the defense is willing to stipulate on the list of documents provided except for the acknowledgement receipts for the period covering December 21 to 31, 2022, because one,
What period is that again, counsel?
acknowledgement receipts for the period covering December 21 to 31, 2022, Your Honor.
December 21 to 22
To 31, 2022.
to 12/31, 2022.
Yes, that's correct. December 21 to December 31, 2022. That's
Okay.
correct, Your Honors. Your Honors, just for the information of the Honorable Court, although these were labeled as common exhibits, we marked them separately, and there are issues concerning these acknowledgement receipts that I believe will also be touched upon by other witnesses in the future, and for those reasons, Your Honors, we cannot stipulate on the same.
How many pieces of documentary evidence would constitute these acknowledgement receipts covering this period, approximately?
Approximately at least 900, Your Honors.
So that's about 900 over 3,000 plus. Counsel for the panel of prosecutors, correct?
Your Honor, please, just a logistics issue. I don't think they can hear us at the sound booth po.
Who can't hear you?
The ones flashing our screen. Are they okay? Okay. Just to address the query of the Honorable Presiding Judge, Your Honor, the acknowledgement receipts constitute 845 documents, Your Honor, for this particular witness and for this particular period, Your Honor. But for the next witness, Your Honor, they constitute 3,617 acknowledgement receipts.
In regard to the acknowledgement receipts that the counsel for respondent refuses to stipulate on, is it with this witness or the next witness?
This witness, Your Honor, 845 acknowledgement receipts for the period, 11-day period, December 21 to December 31, Your Honor.
So, in other words, all of the acknowledgement receipts that this witness will testify to was not stipulated to by the counsel for the respondent.
That's correct, Your Honor.
With respect to the others, it is so stipulated, counsel?
Yes, Your Honors. Other documents, you mean? Yes.
Other documents that
On the
are
list.
commonly marked are so stipulated and admitted by the counsel for respondents? Under Article 1?
The documents that are in the list of
Yes.
proposed stipulations, Your Honors.
Duly noted.
Thank you, Your Honors.
Counsel for the panel of prosecutors, you may proceed when you're ready with your offer. Unless you have other stipulations to ask
We
for.
have other stipulations, Your Honor.
You may proceed, counsel.
Secondly, that the office of the Vice President was allotted confidential funds in the amount of 125 million in December of 2022.
We are okay to stipulate with counter stipulation that this was approved by the Office of the President as recommended by the DBM, Your Honor.
What does counsel for the panel of prosecutors state?
No, Your Honor. Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
So yes.
In deference to the President. Yes, Your Honor.
So yes, the stipulation, proposed stipulation by the counsel for the panel of prosecutors, subject to the qualification of the counsel for respondent, is deemed admitted to and stipulated on. May I proceed, counsel?
Thirdly, Your Honor, as can be seen on the screen, the DepEd was allotted confidential funds in the fixed amount of 37.5 million quarterly.
For what year? For what period?
2023, Your Honor.
Counsel for the respondent?
Yes, Your Honor,
Attorney
but again, with counter stipulation that under the General Appropriations Act, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
So stipulated, duly noted, Senator judges are duly informed.
That the fourth stipulation is that the Office of the Vice President and the DepEd withdrew their respective confidential funds quarterly allocation in full from the first to the third quarters of 2023.
Counsel for the respondent, what do you say?
We are willing to stipulate on that, Your Honor.
So stipulated, Senator judges are likewise so informed of the stipulation by the parties in regard to this fact.
The fifth, that the Office of the Vice President also received confidential funds in the amount of 125 million on December 20, 2022, which it used up in 11 days.
No
Counsel-
stipulation, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, counsel?
No stipulation on this matter.
No stipulation. You may proceed with the other proposed stipulations, counsel.
That the documents submitted by the Office of the Vice President and the DepEd were all signed by the authorized signatories.
Willing to stipulate, Your Honor.
What exactly does that mean, counsel for the panel of prosecutors? The documents submitted by the OVP were all signed by the authorized signatories, meaning those that signed the checks, those that received the checks. What about the acknowledgement receipts?
Also the acknowledgement receipts, Your Honor. The disbursement vouchers, the liquidation reports,
Including
the
the...
accomplishment reports, all of which they have already stipulated, Your Honor.
Okay. Is that clear, counsel for the respondent?
Yes, Your Honor.
So stipulated, duly noted.
Number 7, that the signatures above the names Gina Acosta, Julieta Villa del Rey, and Rosalyn Sanchez in the Office of the Vice President documents are their signatures.
We are willing to stipulate on that, Your Honor.
And lastly, Your
So
Honor,
stipulated, duly noted.
that the signatures above the names Edward Fajarda, Maria Runa Catalan, Annalyn Sevilla, and Gloria Humamil Mercado in the DepEd liquidation documents are their signatures.
Willing to stipulate on that as well, Your
So
Honor.
stipulated, duly noted.
Thank you, and we would like to thank counsel for the respondent for
Thank you, Your Honor.
the stipulations.
We would like to
and,
thank the parties as well for abbreviating the proceedings and assisting this court in so far as shortening.
I think it has saved the Senate judges 10 boxes, Your Honor.
How many in total again?
We have 15 boxes, Your Honor.
That's 2/3. Good enough.
Two-thirds.
Counsel may proceed with their offer for the testimony of this witness unless there are other stipulations. If there are none, you may proceed, counsel, when you're ready.
Your Honors, please, we are offering the testimony of Mr. Roderick C. Wamil to prove the following. First, that Mr. Wamil was a state auditor of the Commission on Audit, Intelligence, and Confidential Funds. Number 2, that siya po ang nag-conduct ng audit ng Office of the Vice President, liquidation of confidential expenditures for the periods covering the fourth quarter of 2022, which is December 21 to 31, 2022, and the first, second, and third quarters of 2023. Pangatlo, na si Mr. Wamil po ang nag-conduct ng audit of the Department of Education liquidation of confidential expenditures for the periods covering the first, second, and third quarters of 2023. Number 4, napansin ni Mr. Wamil na kulang-kulang ang mga dokumentong sinubmit ng Office of the Vice President at ng DepEd for their liquidation of their respective confidential funds for the specified periods. Number 5, at dahil dito, si Mr. Wamil ay nag-issue ng audit and recommendations na tinatawag na Audit Observation Memorandum, AOM, dated September 14, 2023, and October 3, 2023, duly issued to the Office of the Vice President for the periods covering the fourth quarter of 2022 or the period December 21 to 31, 2022. Number 6, that Mr. Wamil also conducted the audit of the documents submitted by the OVP through its letters dated October 19, 2023 and November 30, 2023 in response to the aforementioned AOMs. Number 7, that in accordance with Mr. Wamil's audit and recommendations, nag-issue ng Notice of Suspension dated December 13, 2023 sa OVP. Number 8, in accordance with Mr. Wamil's audit and recommendation, an AOM dated February 1, 2024 was issued to the OVP for the periods covering the first, second quarters of 2023, and an AOM, Audit Observation Memorandum, dated August 8, 2024, was issued to the Office of the Vice President for the period covering the third quarter of 2023. Number 9, in accordance with Mr. Wamil's audit and recommendations, an Audit Observation Memorandum number 2024 was DepEd for the periods covering the first and second quarter of 2023. Likewise, Your Honor, we are offering the testimony of this witness to identify and authenticate documents, and likewise, lastly, to prove such other matters as are relevant and material to the impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte, and relevant as well to the aforementioned purposes.
Comment from the counsel for respondents on the offer?
Subject to cross, Your Honor.
Subject to cross, counsel may proceed with her direct examination of the witness, Mr. Roderick C. Wamil, when she is ready. You may
Thank you,
proceed,
Your
ma'am.
Honor. With the permission of the presiding officer, Honorable Senator Judges. Magandang umaga, Mr. Witness.
Magandang umaga po.
Kumusta na po kayo ngayon?
I'm feeling a bit anxious lang po as of this moment.
Nervyos. Anxious. Okay. Huwag kang mag-anxious. Please state your name again. Your name, your age, and occupation and other personal circumstances, Mr. Witness.
I am Roderick C. Wamil, 34 years old and currently an audit team leader of the Commission on Audit, Pasay City.
Before I ask you about your present occupation, give us a educational background. What is your educational background, Mr. Witness?
Ako po ay nagtapos ng Bachelor of Science in Accountancy from the Central Luzon State University at ng Juris Doctor degree from the Arellano University School of Law.
So you are both an auditor and a lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ngayon, nagtrabaho ka sa COA?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been working for the Commission on Audit?
I've been with the Commission on Audit for more than 11 years po.
11 years. And what position in the COA do you presently hold?
I presently hold the position po of attorney of the Commission on Audit.
Ano yung attorney for?
It is, yung description of the plantilla position po na hinahawakan ko. But currently po, I am an audit team leader po sa Commission on Audit Pasay.
Okay. Before you were assigned to the Commission on Audit Pasay, what was your previous position with the COA?
Before my assignment po sa Commission on Audit Pasay, I was previously assigned as a state auditor po of the Intelligence and Confidential Fund Audit Office of the COA.
Itong COA ICFAO, ICFAO?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you give us a background? Ano itong COA ICFAO?
Ang COA ICFAO po ay yung office under the Office of the Chairperson in charge with the conduct of the post-audit po ng liquidation of the confidential fund and intelligence fund of the various government agencies, which include the national government agencies, the government-owned or controlled corporations, and the local government units po.
Na-mention mo ang intelligence at confidential funds. For our understanding, para maintindihan namin ngayon, ano ang intelligence funds at ano ang confidential funds?
Ang intelligence funds po under the Joint Circular 2015-01 ay yung lump sum appropriation po na provided in the budget of the agency concerned with respect to their intelligence operations. While
Ano naman ang confidential funds?
ang confidential fund po based on the Joint Circular 2015-01 ay yung lump sum appropriation po ng concerned agency para sa kanilang confidential expenses.
At you earlier said, sinabi mo kanina na ang office ng ICFAO ang nag-audit ng national government agencies. Anong ibig sabihin ng nagko-conduct ng audit? Anong klaseng audit ang ginagawa ng COA ICFAO?
Ang audit po na ginagawa ng COA ICFAO ay compliance post-audit po.
What do you mean by compliance post-audit?
When we say compliance post-audit po, we evaluate a certain subject matter which is covered by the audit with respect to a certain criteria po which is usually po yung applicable laws, rules, and regulations. And in case of the confidential and intelligence fund, ini-evaluate po namin yung liquidation ng confidential and intelligence fund based doon sa criteria na presented ng Joint Circular 2015-01. At pag sinabi naman pong post-audit, ginagawa po namin yung audit after the fact of the disbursement. So, ini-evaluate po namin kung yung disbursements ay properly supported with complete documents as required by the applicable rules and regulations, and if yung disbursements po ay hindi illegal, hindi irregular, or hindi improper.
At sa pag-conduct na sinabi mong post-audit, ano ang basihan ng ginagamit natin?
Ang ginagamit po namin sa ICFAO ay yung Joint Circular 2015-01.
Can you tell us ano itong Joint Circular 2015-01?
Ang Joint Circular 2015-01 ay yung nagpo-provide po ng guidelines on the entitlement, the use, the release, the reporting po at yung audit ng confidential fund at ng intelligence fund of the various government agencies.